So today I decided to do a driving video. I'm in West LA in Santa Monica. And I work at home these days. And I've been inside all week. So I wanted to get out and drive around. And I want to live stream because I think it should be fun, I believe.
Wondering whether
listening to the news,
the nomination today, he would be considered too optimistic, too hopeful for America.
I'm listening to Fox for fun, so I think that's a good starting point. Because to me, I'm going to be commenting on Fox's lack of wherewithal throughout the time because it's too easy. Too easy.
You don't need a presidential primary for that. You can go to a bar late on a Friday night, NFL football game, and sit in the stands and watch a fight. I want a thinker who knows when to fight and has deeply held convictions about precisely what he or she is fighting for, and a persuader. Perhaps someone can fight his or her way to a small electoral college victory. The right person, however, could fight and persuade his or her way to a mandate, a sweeping landslide. Reagan won every state but one.
People that Trump
and
is
who to fight.
He's so far from it.
And it wasn't his own teammates. Previous. Two announced candidates so far. How big do you expect the field to get on the Republican side?
Well, hey, thanks for having me, Trey. I think that we're going to have 6 or 7 candidates that start testing the waters. Now, how many of those people actually get in? It's hard to tell. I'm sure some of
Okay, here's what's going on. Nobody is testing the water now. I don't know where Fox much in are not saying it aloud. Now, this has been my home for a while. This is the winter. So I think today's high temperature, it's on the cool side lately. We've had 80-degree days and even 90-degree days during this time of year, which, February 8th, not 20th, I think. But as of now, we're just only hitting like the mid-60s because some kind of weather pattern. But some years we go like this and then boom, we're out of. This is the type of year I love it. I hate when it's hot. And that will come. That's always a given. And then we get monsoonal flow, which adds humidity towards the fall, and that is just hellacious. So I am enjoying every second. If this was 13 below, my attitude would be different, but it's not. So I can take 40 to 50 degrees as the low temperature, but go below that into the 30s, I'm not crazy about it. Never have been, and will never be. I'm currently at 0 viewers, and I just want everybody to know how exclusive you are if you join me right now. You're going to be one of several people in the world that are watching this live stream. I don't know if you know who I am, but I am nobody. Now that I have the camera mounted for this drive, I just discovered some kind of new apartment building I've never seen. Let's see what they're saying in a Fox.
Delegate in Iowa and New Hampshire.
It's been boring today, so Usually there's somebody on there I can like dig my teeth into, but this discussion has been kind of boring.
What is the obligation of the party to put the 1 and 2 percenters on the stage with the 230 percenters, right? I mean, these are all important questions, which is why. Right, but the question is, does a 2 percenter in Iowa
last time?
Well, that's right, because does a 2 percenter in Iowa deserve to be on the debate stage with people in the 20s and 30s? I mean, if you, Trey, if you announce for president and
because there are, like, Jeb Bush lost his election despite having like a chest full of a treasury chest full of money. I'm not sure how much it was, but definitely was the highest of them all. And he still lost. So it's not about how much money you can make. It's about social media savvy. Because that's where the battles are being won. Not, oh, I have $200 million. I knew he wasn't going to win. I knew Jeb Bush was kind of boring. But being not boring and offensive, like some people are these days, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and that whole crowd, is not the way to go either. That's like the other extreme. We need people that are going to be serious about their jobs. We don't need histrionics. During emergencies, would you trust somebody screaming like that? And people, like, in times of emergency, in times of stress, people's true characters will be revealed. And what we have on our hands now are people whose true characters are being revealed, but they are in denial of the assessments of their behavior and the evaluation of the kind of work they're doing for people. And look what they're doing. They're constantly bickering and barking and bitching about things they're never going to be controlling. Or things that they themselves are guilty of perpetuating. You know, they want Donald Trump to go to East Palestine. Ooh, look at this road. I don't know. No. Daddy can't do this. I didn't know it was this bad today. Daddy can't do this. Don't back up into me. And then get out the car and pull your wig off and slap the shit out of you. Wow. See, this is why I have to get out more more often, because I was thinking, okay, come on now. These must be tourists. Oh my God, what's up with this traffic? It's not even warm. What do they say now?
AQUASANA.com. McConnell said that could be a very difficult issue for him to overcome in his reelection.
I want to unpack a little bit of what you can go back for a second. You mentioned the idea of how unpractical it could really be, and a bit of a political death knell, if you will, for looking at the appropriations and revisiting an issue like Social Security, like Medicaid, every certain years because of the rules of the Senate. What do you mean?
What I mean is that you've got to get 60 votes. The filibuster is still alive and well in the United States Senate. And so there's still got to be 60 votes in order to get anything passed. That's what I'm talking about. When you look at a bill, there is no way on God's green earth that a bill doing away with or privatizing Social Security will ever get the necessary votes to overcome a 60-vote vote in the United States Senate right now. And as long as Democrats can stay in control, or at least maintain, above 40, I don't think that'll happen. It's a hurdle that you can't do. Now, having said that, there is some efforts by Senator Romney, Senator Manchin, and others to let's look at these issues. We do have to figure out ways that we can shore up the Social Security Trust Fund, pay for Medicare, Medicaid, all of those issues that I do think are issues that need to be looked at from a financial standpoint to shore them up. Not privatize them, not trying to cut benefits, but let's just shore those up a little bit. And there's some studies that are being proposed out there that I'm not sure Democrats should run away from just because of Social Security and Medicare. We need to shore them up.
Where do things stand now? Speaking of not shoring up, and exclusively, but more broadly, real and perpetual issue, and one where, we have, in some respects, the political audacity to name our own president the leader of the free world. We talk about the reputation, obviously, of the United States and beyond, but a credit hit and a default would be and could likely be quite catastrophic, as according to the Treasury Secretary. I wonder where do you think things ought to be going, or where they stand right now as relates to the debt ceiling? We're talking about, obviously, odds between Republicans and Democrats on this very issue. Can there be a course correction in time?
Yeah, I think there can, but they need to lower the rhetoric. McCarthy needs to get control of his folks a little bit more, in my view.
He's never going to get control. He sold his soul to be the House Speaker. So he's given himself up to too many people to really have any kind of control, because that's not possible. But he did it, and he got in. So good luck to the next person who hires him, but I guess they're always out there. Anyway, whatever.
To fund the government, that's what the shutdown is. The debt ceiling is when you cannot borrow any money anymore. Your credit goes to hell. Everything, interest rates are going to go. The economy, not just in this country, but really across the globe, will be thrown into chaos. It is not a government shutdown. And so I think if McCarthy can get control of his people and say, let me work, let us talk to the administration, let us talk to Democrats, and let's just try to see if we can find ways that we can work together to make sure the debt ceiling vote takes place, that we don't risk a credit default.
Oh my
God,
God,
reason
it's
that's
so
important
busy.
is because if you recall in previous debt limit votes,
Is it because of President's Day?
it really affected the market.
I never even cared about this holiday. I always worked it.
And simply talk some and see, because I think the Democrats are right. President Biden's right to say we can't let the debt limit be held hostage. We can't let the full faith and credit of the United States be held hostage for political purposes. But at the same time, they've got to understand and know that the Republican House was elected in part on trying to control spending. They got to acknowledge that. They're going to have to work with it ultimately anyway. Time to work with it, but not.
I'm really surprised on a Sunday how many people are down here, because I think the temperature right now, does my car show me? Yeah, it does. 62. So it's warm, kinda, it's not cold. It's comfortable, I guess. I guess that's what's doing it. I guess a lot of people are in areas where it's really cold, so they're coming over here. Although the east is going to be warming up this week, I can tell you, I've looked at the weather maps and I see a destabilization in the upper atmosphere. It's going to make the stratosphere drop, from what I've seen, and create way below normal temperatures after this warm up, which is about to happen. So going into March, we're going to have a chunky cold snap that I don't think a lot of people are expecting, but you know what? What do I know? So I'm doing this, trying to get a feel on how this goes down. I've never been a Twitch person yet. I do like the idea. I think it'll be fun, given the time I get to do it these days, I think. Wow, I can't believe how busy it is. I'm gonna drive to the valley, and that's not too far away normally. And now I'm realizing it's busy all over the place. All over the place. Yeah. What's this gonna say?
Trying to get all people to
Get me on Fox.
It's just kind of equivocating, or could it have happened?
Well, it was news to us, and John and Mike Pompeo and I went and had a briefing. I think that Biden folks were giving us a briefing last week, but there was nothing of this magnitude, nothing similar to this that happened. And they told us that they only learned about the overflights after we left office, when they went back and recreated what had happened by crunching the data. So nothing of this nature happened under Trump. They wouldn't have dared to have done this with Mike Pompeo and John Radcliffe and myself and President
Oh,
Trump.
you guys are a bunch of losers. You guys couldn't care less. It was all about kissing his ass. What do you mean? If he decided it wasn't going to be an issue, whatever it was, he wouldn't have you guys would, if you asked him, I'm sure he would have said something. They weren't cognizant of it, I guarantee you. That whole party's a bunch of George Santoses these days.
This guest testified before Congress on the dangers of social media to young people. She knows because she lived it, and now she's a messenger for change.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is complaining that she was kicked off of social media, and she, you know, she's a woman scorned, and she sounds like it because she's so immature, and they're just like, well, you know, you were spreading lies. You know, we can't let people do that and endanger other people. And of course she didn't see her role in it and went. So, and I say that with full-throated knowledge, and we've all seen it. She's a dimwit. So, she got on Twitter's ass, and Congressman Gomez called her out and said, listen, lady, you telling lies? You were lying. Oh, shit. Okay. Bye.